We have people swinging each way.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back over there.
Oh, nice. Woo. Good ball, man.
I absolutely love rock climbing. It's a fun and adventurous way to connect to nature through the mind and body. Unlike your traditional workouts, climbing is always a variety of different moves, meaning that there's no boring repetition involved, which makes it more fun.
We should always try to.
Climbing is a great way to make friends because of how social it is. And falling is very normal.
Good ball.
I've also got a deep passion for climbing photography and filmmaking. When I'm up in the rocks, life feels very meaningful, and it brings me into the present moment.
There we go.
I climb because climbing for me is a way of life. And I live every day, I think about climbing. I think about when I'm going to climb next. I think about my friends and the experiences we have together and the trips that we plan together to go climbing. It really is a way of life, though.
It's a great, fun sport. I would say another level to it is to do it right, I have to be in the moment. I have to be present. I can't be daydreaming about something. I have to really focus on the moves and be precise and exact. And living in the moment, living in the present time, that's a wonderful place to be. Climbing allows us to do that.
Before climbing came into my life, I was living a very lonely and mundane life. I was bullied a lot in my younger days and was stuck living in the past. Climbing helped me move on by starting fresh and living a new adventurous life. Now, I would love to spend most of my time climbing outside without being consumed by a soul-crushing job. I'm curious to see what other people's climbing work-life balance is like, and if there's a way to maximize my time for climbing while working. I climb more when I'm unemployed by choice, and I can't always be doing that.
When I was in university, I used to climb a lot more than I do now. After university, I started a full-time job, like 50 hours a week maybe, on a good week. And my husband also does not climb. So it gets kind of, I don't want to leave him to go climbing all the time after I just worked like 10 hours. I go like twice a week now. I used to go like 6, 7 times a week, and now I go a lot less because I just don't have the time for it. And also the mental capacity to do it. Like when I come home from work, I don't know if I want to go and drive to climbing and do it. Like, I just want to sleep or I need to study, or there's so many other things in my life that I need to do that doesn't allow me to climb as much as I'd like to.
I'm a software engineer. I work for Intel. I do quality assurance for software for 5G accelerator chips. Yeah, the biggest sacrifice I've had to make in terms of getting to where I am in rock climbing has mostly just been a commitment of time. I've been climbing for 12 years, and I spent years and years and years going to the gym as often as I could, while also completing a college degree, getting married, just getting a job, the regular sort of things. It just takes time to maintain at my current level. I don't need to climb as much. I can put in around 6 hours in the gym maybe, and then maybe 4 to 6 hours outside a week. So something like 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours. To get better, I need to put in significantly more time to actually start improving my grade. It's closer to 15 hours a week.
It seems that climbing is very difficult to maintain while having other adult responsibilities in life. But what about those who live cheaper lifestyles to maximize their time for climbing?
So I got started in living in a van by being a minimalist and wanting to get rid of as many of my possessions as possible, and then wanting to be able to travel and go wherever I wanted easily and cheaply. There's a lot of reasons that all different people live in vehicles. One of the major motivators these days is just the financial burden of renting or owning a home. Cost point for living in something like this is pretty low depending on how you want to do it. Lots of people get flack from friends and family who associate living in a vehicle with being homeless, because if you're doing it full-time, you are homeless. You don't have a physical address that you are tied down to. While I don't live in my van full-time, some people do full-time and for a long time, like 10 years plus. One of my good friends has been doing this for 6 or 7 years now, living in one vehicle or another. And he absolutely loves it. He goes to a major city every 6 months or so and works a job for a month or two, and then has his money to stay on the road the rest of the time. And all winter he spends snowboarding, and all summer he spends climbing.
Most people are not going to understand this lifestyle and the obsession for adventure. Recently, I got into cave exploring, and many of my friends and family do not understand why I do these things. As an atheist, I see that there's only one life, and I want to make it something awesome to look back at. My goal is to maximize my time to be able to be doing these adventures without having a job that takes away my time or energy I need for these things. The solution I saw was to follow my passion and make films about my adventures. There's people who live in their cars and live as cheaply as possible to maximize their time for their adventures. This kind of lifestyle appeals to me, but it's definitely not for everyone. While I live with my family members, I'm able to spend a lot of time going on adventures and making films. As I grow and get better, I'll soon take my adventures further in other parts of the world. I'm very interested in getting out and exploring.